Sawmill Campground becomes America's most successful nonprofit LGBTQ plus co-op. Sawmill, the premier gay campground in America, which also happens to be clothing optional, is the safest place for many LGBTQ plus community members. It's sort of in the middle of nowhere, about an hour and a half north of Tampa, with a blink and you'll miss it sign at the entrance. It's 1 hour west of Orlando. But behind the inconspicuous gate, the grounds are a gorgeous balance of promiscuity and privacy. There are acres of trails in the woods with a reputation for cruising and plenty of platonic spaces for those who don't partake, with manicured park homes, a pool, 2 bars, and a nightclub called Woody's. Sawmill is a private membership club that has more than 45,000 members. In 1999, Women's Weekend, a triannual event, was first launched in Sawmill, and the place was transformed from a place dominated by mostly gay men into a truly co-ed community of lesbians, queer women, trans, and non-binary folk. Most people hear about Sawmill through word of mouth and come for a specific event, like pup, leather, 70s Bathhouse, Latin, or Women's Weekends, before ending up lifelong visitors. At a time when queer and trans people face continued political and personal violence, Sawmill is keeping a feeling of joy intact. Sawmill was founded by a group of gay men and was sold in 2005 to 2 straight men from West Palm Beach. There were significant complaints that they took money from the gay community but did not reinvest. Starting in 2010, a group of gay men, including founding and organizing and lead storyteller at queernewstonight, alferguson, helped organize a group of 79 investors to purchase Sawmill for $4.25 million, and history was made as Sawmill became America's first nonprofit co-op community. Al helped orchestrate RuPaul coming in 2009 to help raise money for the co-op, and then came again in 2014 to celebrate the Sawmill co-op with RuPaul's only live performance in North America that year. It is believed that this was the last live public concert RuPaul has ever done. Legendary.
Yeah.
Very legendary.
Thank you, Al.
Have you been to Sawmill? Any of you been to Sawmill?
No.
I have not, but I've only heard amazing and great feedback.
You know, for a long time, Sawmill got this kind of negative reputation. You know, whenever a lot of, especially gay men, gather, it can create a reputational kind of profile. Sawmill has stood the test of time. In 2010, it became a nonprofit co-op, became the first nonprofit, basically queer community where you could live there. You had shares in it. You had a house.
Wow.
You could have a house there. Cabins and tenting. Very diverse. It focuses on the trans community. It has women's weekends where all the guys say, wait, let's withdraw out of the spaces and for a weekend, but yes, but cool. 3 times a year, and to say for women, this is a unique space in all of America for women 3 times a year. And yes, the joke lands on me. And it's an amazing place. I encourage all of you to go. Halloween, they have a haunted house, and Mardi Gras, they have a Mardi Gras parade. One time we brought in one of the big Gasparilla floats, and the owner of Festive Floats came herself to pull the float, and it had a Ferris wheel and merry-go-round on the float, and it went through all of Sawmill.
Now,
there's so many
I have
fun
a question.
events.
It's clothing optional?
The entire acreage.
Well, I'll just say this. I'd love to go, but I don't know about taking off my clothes, honey, because I don't want to scare anybody.
It's optional. It's whatever you're comfortable.
But it sounds like it would be a really fun community to visit.
It is a fun weekend. I encourage all of you.
Do you think there's any risk to the community with what's happening in Florida? Is there any way to
absolute zero
on that?
Absolute zero. It sits on 200 acres. It has a private gate, 24 hours a day security. You can't get onto the property, and it's through a 24-hour gate security. So it's interesting because in you doing this story, people can go to Sawmill and you get through the gate and you feel, okay, for the 24, 48, 70, 6 hours that you're there, There's no Ron DeSantis coming. It is completely an embracement of whatever you represent in the LGBTQ community. You're going to be able to represent it at Sawmill, and there's it really is. I'm very happy that Queernewstonight is doing this story tonight, focusing attention on Sawmill.
Congratulations.
Okay. So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Faye What Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the Faye What Show. Get the week started with me.